This is chapter 6, takeaways, leadership and influence. Um, so leadership, the first thing that it kind of dove in and talked about just was the whole idea of credibility. Um, and credibility truly being a key to success to have any type of influence. If you're not credible, how are people going to be persuaded by what you're saying? Um, in a sense, it speaks for itself. I think it's why we have doctors teach classes and or be professors, and because they're credible. So we trust what they're saying. We know they're knowledgeable on whatever it is, and we know that they're credible. So I think that's step one of being a influential leader and having strong leadership. Um, so then it kind of talks about the challenges of credibility and um, how sometimes that can be easy, it can be taken away very easily. Your credibility can be there, and you can, somebody can trust you fully, and then one thing happens, and that's a very fine line to be on. So it's important to, always be aware of what you're doing when you're in a leadership role. So gaining strategies was the next thing we kind of dove into, which was kind of goes back into being compliant and having people that are working for you or playing for you or on your team that kind of have a collective goal and a collective positive mindset and outlook and desire to be successful. I'll say, they kind of have to want it. They have to want to be led to the promised land. You can't lead, 100 horses somewhere where they don't want to go. But if you have 100 horses that want to get up this hill and you're leading them, it's going to be easy, right? So then we talked about, excuse me, developing argumentative competence. You know, way easier said than done, I'll say. And, not every argument is bad or in a business sense is negative. There's arguments that are very productive for a company or for a team or for teammates that, hash something out. So it's I think that's important takeaway. And the leader as a negotiator and how as a negotiator, how they're going to work for you and be on your side and be there for you and negotiate positive or negative things or changes that are going to happen. You want somebody in your corner who has the ability to negotiate. And then creating a cooperative climate, which for me, in the sense that I think about leadership and the path that I want to take it, you have to create a culture. If you want to win, and your desire as a coach is to win, then you have to grow winners. You have to recruit winners. You have to have winners on your team, and you have to instill that into them. And then kind of talked about resisting influence, which, for me, an adult, it's a lot harder to lead adults than people think. And all these companies are adults leading other adults who have their own opinions and their own views and their own outlooks and their own families, and they have all their own stuff. So they're not going to be easily persuaded like it is to lead kids, I think. And so I think that's where a lot of people butt heads, and that's kind of where the next point, or my last point, comes in with joint problem solving. Is you have to have these collective minds working together that say, it's not the end of the world that we disagree. Let's look at why we disagree and how we disagree, and let's learn and grow from each other. So I think that's unique, and that was chapter 6.